we're gonna go into the one hero that I think maybe you want to snipe instead, and that's Leila. Or is it Layla? I don't know.
Leila.
Here's a problem, guys. They don't say the names in their own games. Actually, they don't talk at all. Okay, so with 40 HP, 36 attack, 41 speed, 23 defense, 26 res, we come to the best hero in this banner pretty clearly, and she has torpedo boobs.
Yep. As far as the unit's concerned, Leila is a 166 BST colorless dagger infantry with HP super bane and speed defense res super boons.
45 speed. All right, fair enough.
45. 48 with a weapon.
48 with her weapon. And when she initiates, she gets to 53. What?
60 with life and death 4.
Okay, I mean, I get it. Heroes should be quicker nowadays because you're heading towards the speed meta, but like, isn't that getting too absurd? What the heck?
Maybe not.
I guess, maybe not. Alright, but yeah, let's talk about what sets her apart. She's actually the most interesting hero on this banner by far. It's mostly because she has that swap function within her dagger, which I have never seen before. And I'm actually really curious about like how people are going to use that.
It's going to lead to a lot of really unusual combinations, and I'm quite a fan of that.
So, the constant dagger grants speed +3, and if unit initiates combat, grants attack speed +5 during combat. Pretty huge. If unit initiates combat and it's within 2 spaces of support partner, foe cannot counterattack. So in other words, it becomes like a fire sweep dagger. And then support partner swaps into her after combat. And of course, she has dagger 7 ability, which means defense res -7 on all foes within 2 spaces of target after combat. Yeah. That is a really interesting dagger, and she has rally attack speed plus, life and death 4, attack defense ruse 3, and then attack smoke 3. So, in other words, the idea is Leila goes in first, whether she's smited, danced in, or whatever. She attacks, so she gets an extra 5 attack, 5 speed. She cannot be counterattacked. Idea is she attacks, gets the kill off, triggers attack smoke, triggers dagger 7, so defense res attack -7. Swaps whoever it is into the battle, and then whoever got into the battle now has like a highly debuffed team available to slaughter. And ideally, this is a Gale Force hero to fully maximize things.
Yep.
It's actually amazing because that she's like a perfect. Well, it's hard to use the word perfect, but she's like an ideal entryway into enemy formations.
Absolutely.
Not only does she like bust through somebody, she can't get counterattacked, so her life and death doesn't hurt her. And then she debuffs them, and then you throw in your hero. Like, she's such an interesting hero. I really want to see how people use her.
This is gonna, like, you can swap her into a multitude of different combinations. For example, you can swap her into another offensive unit. You can swap her into a tank. You can swap her into a Vantage Sweeper, Gale Forcer. Or you can swap her into Matthew if you're so inclined. Right. Either way, there's just a lot of potential, like, especially with Matthew. You debuff dagger 7 plus the attack smoke, you give her speed smoke seal, and that completely jacks up his attack thanks to his spy's dagger. So that makes it an interesting combination. Or for your fancy, there's Kronia. You can do double Savage Blow Leila into a Kronia with single Savage Blow, and thus 21 chip damage, plus all the damage Leila does, and Kronia still gets to move thereafter.
You didn't even talk about what I think is like the secret best sauce here, which is Matilda. Because Matilda, her attack
that's something I was considering, Matilda or Clive.
No, I would go Matilda. Don't even mention Clive. The thing is, Matilda has the speed and Clive doesn't. That's why I would go for Matilda.
Well, Matilda also has substantially worse defense.
Sure, but she should be able to take a hit, especially when the attack smoke goes off.
Yeah.
That's why I'm gonna. Right. Oh, thanks, Chippy. Thanks for sub.
I have nothing to say.
Well, thank you. Either way. But yeah, I think it's Matilda because Matilda would give how many stats? +4 to everything?
They both get +4 to all stats, +5 if they are adjacent to each other in that combat.
Yeah, because of support, how support works. Right. So that's what I think like is the best way to use her, because that way Leila's actually even stronger, and then Matilda, when she busts in, she fights an entirely like defense res -7, attack -7, which even though her Gale Force is kind of questionable, she can now trigger it off most likely because that's you drop their attack by 7. It's huge.
Yeah.
Like this is why, guys, I think this is the best hero here and the most interesting hero here because Leila has all these interesting combinations that she can do. She can really open things up. My least favorite is Matthew, but yeah, that's a really good one.
Hey, it only makes sense.
It only makes sense. So yeah, technically it also works with Corrin, but I really think it's Matilda that makes best use of it because Matilda, Cav, 3 space movement, Heavy Blade, Gale Force, viable, is very viable as such. So she can go in, kill something, and just run away. You can essentially kill 2 heroes on your enemy team and just back the hell out of there. Now the only thing I was actually thinking about a lot was, does Constant Dagger, like when it triggers, does it count as an actual swap, right? Assist kill swap kind of thing.
I'm gonna assume it doesn't, but
I'm
if
assuming it
did,
doesn't
that
either.
would be intense.
But if it did, but if it did, you switch that attack defense rules to like attack speed bond or sorry, link or something, and then she just bam, just once she swaps them in, they're both buffed up too. It's crazy. It would be crazy.
Yep.
Oh, I haven't summoned yet, but this banner, by the way, we're getting to the end of it, but honestly, it's just Leila. That's all. She's the only hero here I think is a big difference maker. I think Nils is decent enough, but it's inconsistent what he would bring to the table.
Pretty much.
Okay, but yeah, Leila, man. So what is she when she's fully buffed up in terms of attack and speed?
Ooh, that's a... let's see, she has 50 attack and 44 speed base. So with the Swift Sparrow in mind, that's 55, 49 offenses. With Life and Death, that's 62, 56 offenses. So 62, 56 just off of initiation base kit.
62, 56, and you're going with Swiss Sparrow Seal?
I haven't added anything yet.
Wait, you said Swiss Sparrow. Oh, it's not Swiss Sparrow.
Or weapon.
It's attack
Or
speed
weapon.
+5 though. It's better than Swiss Sparrow.
Yeah, well, it's better Swift Sparrow, but it's still the same concept.
All right. Sure.
So it'd be 66, 60, would it be? Yeah, 66, 60 with Swift Sparrow Seal. And that's just off neutral.
And I think that means your special should be Moonbow or Glimmer. You got to get that first kill so that when the swap happens, you know, it's the most ideal possible situation.
The more damage you do before you swap in, the better.
Right. Ideally, Leila just gets the kill off and then debuffs everybody, and then whoever gets swapped in just has a field day.
Yep.
Now, her dagger does have a restriction, so before people think like, what if I run like multiple Matildas or something? Which you could, but the swap wouldn't trigger then.
Yeah, if they're all within the same amount of spaces, then it won't work.
Yep. And it's only one ally, the closest one.
I meant the swap won't work, but the attack speed +5,
Yeah,
fire speed will still work.
Yeah. Anyways, best partners for her, also forgot to mention, Valoria was also mentioned as a partner because they would support each other in Valoria's -2 cooldown, could actually open her up to use like Draconic Aura or something, you know?
Yeah.
Or like Gale Force, you know, the optimal strategy.
No, for Leila.
Oh, yeah,
Physically
for
can
Leila,
kill
sure.
force.
Yeah. Leila. Well,
Leila.
anyway, yeah.
What? Fuck, it's hard. Just go on.
It's Leila. Come on, dude. Anyway, Leila would have like a 3 cooldown or some shit like that, and then Valoria would swap in with Gale Force and then sweep the map on her own. That'd be cool.
Yep.
Anyway,
Anyways.
you know, I just dropped by to say hi.
Okay, hi, Marvel.
I'm going to bed. Bye.
Good night, dude. But yeah, guys, that's it for her. I don't really think you change her kit. Maybe, I think it really depends. If indeed her dagger functions with swap and then it counts as swap, then I would say
Probably
try
would've had a
links.
link.
But if it doesn't, then what she
Yeah.
has is fine because her B skill just doesn't matter. Like if you use her correctly, she shouldn't be getting counterattacked, so you shouldn't need to run like desperation or something. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, reasonably, she would have come with a link if it were actually to work like that. That is the only thing. Otherwise, they wouldn't have given her ruse.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Sometimes things they do was like, that seems obvious. then it's not
Well,
obvious.
let me double check something. Where's...
It's like giving it's like giving Lynn, you know, Swift Sparrow, and then later on they make it refined that can't use Swift Sparrow. Like, you thought it would be obvious. No, it's not.
It has to be an assist skill specifically. If a movement a skill,
I know,
and
but
the assist slot is specifically that.
it really depends on how the game views that swap. Whether in the game it counts like as the assist skill, it's the same coding as a normal assist skill, or is it coded differently?
It's probably coded like a hit and run sort of thing, which is not the same situation.
Right, but yeah, that's what I'm interested in seeing. Anyways, I think her kit's fine as is. Maybe replace her B slot with like a chill or something, or desperation if you really think you're not going to use her for swapping at all. Which is also a thing. To utilize her the best, you gotta always use her with a partner, but that's not for everybody. Some people wouldn't want to use her with a partner, or like just shoehorn her to always be with another character, you know? Even though that's her potential, but yeah. Anyways, that is Leila. I think she is, or Layla, and I think she's like one of the most interesting heroes to come into the game in like the past year or so. Like, I think that highly of her. It's just, she completely changes things up. The question is, will players actually use her to actually show that off? So
we'll see.
We'll see.
It's going to take some pretty interesting thought processes to make it work right, but those who make it work right are going to have a very fun unit.
Now, to our free hero, Heath, the Wandering Knight. Now, he is 40 HP, 35 attack, 33 speed, 33 defense, and 27 res. That is really middling all around.
Heath is a 168 BST Lance Flyer, number 5, with HP, defense, and res super banes that nobody gets to use.
Man, they just like throw these free heroes, free lancers at us all the time.
Well, let's put it this way. Like I said, we've had 5 Lance Flyers since the start of the year. It is November 17th.
Wow. That's too many.
Yeah, they kind of laid it in very hard.
Yeah. So what were they? Cormac, Trevant,
Well, Cormac in particular, because just for anybody, Cormac and Heath are basically the same unit in terms of the way they come in their games. They're both Lance Flyers that come pretty early into the mid game, who are defectors from their original empires.
Hey, that's spoiler territory.
Not really, seeing as how they probably say those things in their dialogue.
Oh, that's also true.
Yeah. So, as far as their stat-wise comparison goes, and they're both relatively fast offensive Lance Flyers in the original game, Cormac has 2 more HP, 1 more attack, 1 less speed, 1 more defense, and 4 less res.
I just realized we didn't do a comparison with Leila, but that's fine. She doesn't really have any.
She's not really comparable.
Okay, but yeah, that's okay. So yeah, Cormac. I don't really care. The problem is just like he's actually so similar.
They're extremely similar outside of that res stat. Heath's res stat's actually respectable compared to the other Lance Wyverns, which are all almost 20 or lower.
Okay, but to really set him apart, he has Rara's Bane Plus, Dragon Fang, Attack Defense Push, and Escape Route. What the hell's with all these escape routes on these free heroes?
I don't know.
What?
I think they really like making the fun reference of them escaping something.
I know it's a reference, but like, can you stop like putting bad skills on heroes just to make a reference, please?
Escape route's not bad. It's just not great.
I don't think you would keep it. His hair is salad with ranch. Oh, I would hope it's ranch. And then Dragon Fang is whatever, and then Rider's Bane. I think Rider's Bane being it's not demoted.
It was on Matilda previously, though she
Yeah.
has her own perf now, and very few people 5-star her for that.
Right. Well, Attack Defense Push. Congratulations, it's now dropped.
Yeah. That's not bad.
That's
I
not
guess.
bad.
And I will say that he has an overall more helpful kit than Trevant's, at least.
But I
Because
would
you
use
can use
Trevant, and I would not use Heath.
I would invest more into Trevant because he's more entertaining. That said, Heath, like you slap Fury on Heath and give him speed refine, he's pretty good all around.
Okay, so let's go with that idea. 38 attack with this is 52, and then it adds another 6 speed, so 39 speed.
2. I just, yeah, 39. I just want to calculate this. 36. Yeah, so with Fury on a speed refine, he would have 45 HP, 52 attack, 39 speed, 36 defense, and 30 res.
So if you put Fury on top of that,
That was Fury.
so if you can't put Fury on top of that, it's really mediocre.
That's not bad all around. I mean, 52.
I know, but that's what mediocre is. Not bad all
Oh,
around.
yeah. Well, yeah. It's kind of all right. Like, if you invest in Trevant, you have no choice. You have to invest in his attack def, unless you want to be insane. Or Cormag, not quite as good in speed, and definitely not as good in res. So he kind of leans physically. Heath is probably the only one that you can build for speed res reliably of these free-to-play Lance Flyers. Wyvern.
The one best thing about him, he's 168 VST, but you just put
Don't use him in arena. That
Yeah,
takes
don't.
too much investment.
It just takes too much investment. I actually can't just like Cormag, I don't have a definite build for him. It's just
Although I will say, ironically, he would be
Mhm.
among the best arena scoring of this particular set, just because everybody's so low.
yeah, that's actually true. But yeah, I would if you were picking a hero to max out free to play Lance Flyers, it's Trevant for me.
Trevant's
And
more interesting.
more
I mean,
interesting.
you can do. Heath is a lot more flexible, so like you could just if you jack him up on all sorts of stuff, he'll work just about anything. Whereas Trevant takes a lot more work to do things that he shouldn't.
Yeah, it's better to go with min-max characters who have definite roles than characters who
Yeah.
can potentially do everything but take too
At
much
lower
investment.
merges,
Mhm.
at lower merges, then it's nice to have a generalist because you don't really have to worry so much about jacking up one particular aspect. You just give them Fury and you go with it. They'll suit any role, at least substantially.
But that feels bad because you're removing the attack defense push, which is the one unique thing about him.
Oh no.
Well,
I mean, yeah. It does kind of come off egregious to get rid of that, but at the same time,
I don't think it really
works at
fits on him
100%.
anyways, so it's fine.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Unless you have a comparison for Heath, I don't really think there are, because I know he
Cormac
has
is
a,
really the best one.
yeah, I know he has a fair amount of defense, but that's like not high defense, and he has a fair amount of res. But here's the thing: if you're going for a defensive flyer, I would go 100% go Trevant. If you're going for an offensive flyer, for like pure offense, it would be Est. If you're going for a Gale Force flyer, it would probably be Kateria. Like, we're just talking about Lancers.
I mean, if you're going for everything, then you're probably actually going to go Heath. But if you're going for anything specific, you're not going Heath.
I just don't know why you would go for everything. If you want a hero that does everything, a flyer is usually the bad choice because of always having a weakness.
Yeah. I mean, at least he can fight against both melee, like, physical units and dragons alike, which in Arena Assault, that might actually help me out, so I might give him
Wait, you're
some
actually
stuff.
considering building it? Okay.
I'll just give him Fury and a Refine. I mean, I already give everybody a Refine anyways, but I'll give him Fury.
It's hard for me to like suggest heroes like Heath. Like sometimes we get really interesting heroes like Itsuki where you can tell like IS legitimately gave it a try, or Astrum, or like Aversa, or
Well,
like
they gave him
Kranya.
perfs.
Yeah, they give them perfs. But whenever they don't give them a perf, it just feels like they're just throwing things on. Like, hey, I think the free-to-play players don't have Rider's Bane. Let's throw it on. Or attack defense push.
Slaying
Let's throw it
Lance
on.
Steady Posture 3 on
yeah.
A skill QR Attack Smoke Steady Posture 2 on the seal. That should do it for the Heath build. Keeps him from being doubled and lets him double faster stuff with
I would
QR.
have just done that on Cormac.
I would do that on Trevant.
Ew, no, don't build his speed. Come on.
Oh, no. I meant, okay, Steady Posture 3. I would just do Steady Stance 3. It's very cheap.
Or 3.
Or if you want to be expensive, go 4. But yeah, that's how I do it. But yeah, outside of that, Steady Posture part, yeah, I get it. But like,
That part, that kind of build was better on Cormag, honestly, just because you're not even focusing at all on the one thing he has over Cormag, Res.
yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, it's really hard. He's so close to Cormag, but they have a slight difference, in which case... That's actually so sad. I would actually go Cormag over Heath if I had to pick between the two.
Well, he's more Cormag is a little more min-maxed. Me personally, I find his speed to just be slight. I mean, neither of them have great speed, mind you, but slightly too low at 32 for Cormag.
Okay. I mean, it's 1 point, but... Alright, I get your point.
Eh.
Anyways,
Yeah.
guys, these are your new Dread Heroes. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest, this is kind of a sleeper banner. Like, Nils...
Everybody's been saying that.
Yeah, I know. Nils was probably, like... He had the most chance of being very interesting, but he ended up being, like, too different for me to, like, truly accept. I'm interested in seeing people use him because I know in Aether Raids there's some potential here. Rath, unfortunately, doesn't have much potential, especially right now, because you shouldn't go for him when it's confirmed to drop. Fiora's really weird. I would like to see what people do, but I question I'll
I have a
see that.
feeling that's not going to happen.
Yeah. Leila, though. Leila. She's the only hero here I would definitely suggest. Just because of what you could do. The interest. She's really interesting. And she's hot. And a redhead. And Heath is... I just gave you my talk on him, so yeah. Alright, anything else, Legion?
I mean, I can't really say anything about the units themselves, no.
Yeah.
Pretty much said everything.
Oh, guys, look, bottom right. Of Heath, which is bottom left of Heath. Mecha Trip.
Oh, yeah.
That's funny.